What's up, everybody? Christian here. Let's see, I got a mess in my office. I need to clean it. I will get around to it sometime soon. My mind's going like 1,000 different places, and it's like the camera's kind of on a slant there. Yeah. Let me see if I can fix it. Is that better? Maybe it's worse in the opposite direction. I don't know. So it's kind of. Let me fix this. Perfectionist. Maybe? Okay, anyway, Christian here. It's been a while since I've made a video. I'm going to start doing that again. At least that's my thought process at the moment. A lot of stuff to share with you. So, what is the date? It is the 12th of January 2022. And again, apologize for everything. It's been a mess around here. You guys know the last time I shared with you, I went and got a job at Walmart on February the 2nd, 2021. And so I've been there almost a year, and I've been working nights, so it's like non-stop. I'm either working, commuting to or from, or getting a little bit of sleep in when I can. And then I'm trading as well on the side. And basically, I think I told you guys before, my objective at that point in time was simply to gain capital. I needed enough money to I could trade. And so I've just been trying to save as much as I possibly could during that time. I think I have like $19,500 at the moment. It was higher, but I lost some. And a lot of the struggles that I've been having with trading has been around that pattern day trading rule. If you're under $25,000 in your account, you can't day trade. You're not supposed to. And I think they let you do it 3 times in. I know they let you do it 3 times in a 5-day rolling period. And that means that a lot of times you'll see something, and you'll want to take it, but you can't because you don't have the ability to day trade. So you might see something like I did recently. I saw a bunch of stuff setting up on a bearish way. It looked like it was going to go down in price, and so I sold them. And then the price went down like I expected, but then it went so far that you were going to bounce at that point. So I couldn't get out because I can't day trade, and so it bounces, and by the time you can get out the following day, you're now looking at a loss when you were doing everything right, but you just were bound up in this one little detail. So anyway, that happened to me one too many times, and I got frustrated, and I was like, that's it, I'm going to go put this money in Forex, where I can trade however I want, and nobody cares. There's no such thing as a pattern day trading rule over in Forex. And they have a lot more leverage over there, but I'm not as much of a fan of Forex because there's this issue. To me, it seems like they don't trend as well as stocks do. When stocks get on a tear in one direction or the other, oftentimes it feels different. You feel like you can actually, you feel confident in the move, as opposed to Forex. When I'm in them, most of the time I feel like they could change in a heartbeat. And I don't like that about Forex. Either way, I went to go move this money over there to Forex, and my broker wouldn't let me. There was some glitch on their end, and they wouldn't let me send funds from my stock trading account to my Forex trade account. I'm sure they'll work it out eventually, but they wouldn't let me. And I was like frustrated anyway, and I had been seeing recently these videos on futures trading. And I thought, you know what, I don't want to touch stocks right now, and I don't have the ability to transfer anything over to Forex and look for anything there. So I'm just going to leave my money in cash and go and watch some videos on futures. And sure enough, when I watched those videos on futures, I was impressed. I saw things that solved problems for me on both ends. The pattern day trading rule doesn't exist on futures, but you get a lot more leverage than you get with stocks. So it's kind of like a melding of 2 different worlds, the stock market as well as Forex. And I get the benefits on both sides without the negatives. And so I'm like, yeah, this is something I want to look into. And so I also saw a new trading platform that I was interested in. It was Tradovate. And the guy who I was watching, he was trading with them, and I thought their platform looked pretty cool. And actually it has a bunch of, I don't know if you guys can see it, you probably can't, but there's a bunch of, like they'll give you a bunch of stats on your trades, like they're constantly tracking everything that you do. So they'll tell you, what your win-loss ratio is and what you made for the day and all the other stupid details that really matter, that you don't often get from recording it yourself. Maybe you overlook it, or maybe you're just too lazy like me to actually write down all those details. So now they just constantly record it for you. I found that very, very beneficial. And over enough time, your data sample would be large enough that you can actually derive some seriously interesting details about your trading habits. Anyway, in any event, I wanted to go to this broker, and so I applied for a futures trading account with them, and I'm just waiting for them to get back to me and say yes. But in the meantime, I'm using their platform, just a simulation, just to test, what it feels like to trade futures, because they trade a little bit different than stock, and so I'm enjoying that process. However, it's so much more successful than the stocks that I would trade, partially because of the leverage, that I'm looking at it now saying, okay, do you want to go back to work? I have $19,500. It's probably enough to get a good start and go in futures. And what I've found from futures trading, I will, like, when I go to work for Walmart, I will make $100 in a day. That's basically what they pay me. So you go and you work all day long. It was not all day long, but you know what I'm saying. 8 hours plus 45-minute drive time there and back. So that's 9.5. Then you have an hour lunch. All right, that's 10.5. And then maybe they keep you late, and maybe an extra 15 minutes, maybe an extra 30 minutes. But I also get there about 30 minutes early. So I'm looking at about half of my day is gone for $100. This morning I got up and literally in the span of 2 trades, I had made $95, which is basically what they pay me at Walmart. I think my average trade time between those 2 trades alone were like 37 seconds. So just over a minute to actually make what they pay me at Walmart. And now I'm up about $485. Of course, it's just paper money. I'm still using the simulated account because I haven't actually approved my account yet to then go put real money into it. But anyway, the point being that, I'm making several times what I would make if I were working for Walmart. But of course, if I go to Walmart, I get paid just for showing up and doing a decent job. There's no risk, So I'm kind of torn at the moment. I don't know whether I will actually go through with quitting the job or try to do both. But it's difficult in that because you get this rush of endorphins when you're trading. You feel totally psyched and everything when you're making money, and it's hard to just turn that off and say I'm going to bed now so I can get up and get ready for a day of lifting boxes and getting down on my knees and getting back up. And I'm old now, so those kind of details bother me. And then do that all night for $100 when I could just stay home and make my $100 in 5 minutes. Anyway, I'm rambling, but those are some of the things that are going through my mind right now. I don't know. I don't know which one I will do. Oh, also, update. At last I talked to you guys, I was going to move because my rent had gone to an insane level, just based on the stupidity of the way it's set up. So my rent is income based, and because my income had gone up substantially and had gone up even more when they raised minimum wage, or not minimum wage, but the amount that they were paying us at Walmart, then my rent just went up as well. So I was talking about this is insane, I should move rather than pay these prices in my area that I'm just overpaying. But there wasn't any place to go to from what I had looked into. Everything had either been rented out already, didn't have any openings, or was such a rough situation that I wouldn't personally want to live there. not being arrogant or anything of that nature. Just why give up something that you have that's expensive but decent for something that's cheaper but cheaper. I don't want to do that either. So I ended up just staying put. So if I quit my job, that's another side of another benefit is my rent would go down, but so would my income. So yeah, I don't know if that's a win or not. But anyway, update you guys, let you know that I'm still where I was before. I didn't change locations. Though I've had multiple opportunities to do that, I passed on the ability to buy a house this year. I saw one and they were wanting $5,000 down, which I had, and I think it was $500 a month, or I don't remember what it was. It was a pretty sweet deal, but it was an older house in an area that I didn't want to live in, and it was about a little further from my work, if not further, exactly the same distance, 45 minutes one way. It gets old after a while, but I guess you get used to anything. I've started listening to books on tape to pass the time while I'm riding to and from work. So that was fun. Of course, I'll lose that if I quit my job. Anyway, just thinking about those things. Another thing that's interesting. You guys remember when I started at Walmart, I was in maintenance department, and then one of the stockers wanted to transfer out of stocking into maintenance, and I was interested in stocking, so they said, hey, you want to swap with this individual, and no take backs. And I thought, yeah, I could do that. So I changed over to stocking, and a little more, it's different. Both sides have their demanding elements, not much in maintenance. Maintenance is pretty laid back, but I like being out around other people, so for me, stocking seemed like a better deal. And when I made this change, one day I was sitting there, I was working, and I was thinking about the various different dreams that God has given me and shared with me, and I've shared with you guys on YouTube over the years. And it dawned on me that about this one dream that I was thinking about. I don't remember the name of the video when I shared it with you guys. Some of you might remember it. But anyway, in this dream, I see myself, I'm in the woods, and going through the woods. It's like a thicket and difficult to traverse through there. And I come to a stream. It's a very, I would call it a stream. Maybe it's bigger than a stream. It's big enough that there's a canoe or a boat in the small boat in this crystal clear water. That's like I said, not very wide. And I get into this canoe, and as I get, I remember all the details, you have to go back and watch the video, but as I get into the canoe, or as I get near the water, or whatever it is, I immediately see something flash, and I know immediately that it's a snake, and it's bit me in the arm. And then later in this dream, like the next scene, I'm in a wider opening, and it's like, in other words, like, the water is no longer a narrow stream, but it's a larger body of water, and my boat is out there, and there's people in it, and I'm cutting the snake off of me, cutting its head off with a box cutter. And it's just an interesting dream. I had this a long time ago. And then sometime later, I get a job at Walmart, and I changed transfer departments, and I issued a box cutter, and I work and save a bunch of money, and it allows me to do things that I couldn't have done before, trading and so forth and so on. So I just find it interesting, a little detail that I thought I would share with you guys that I saw when I was working there, and I thought, yeah, that's interesting. So what was I going to say? Something else about that. Oh, a dream that I might have had a few different dreams that I haven't shared with you guys. Just kind of holding on to them. I think I'll make videos on those in the future when I've spent some more time thinking about them. That's all I have for you guys now. God bless, take care, and I'll see you in the next one, whenever that will be. I don't really know. And I'm still not certain that I'll quit my job either, so we'll see.